We have a segment on this show where we talk about our guest's hometown, and today Andy Erikson joins us from Ham Lake, Minnesota. It's so watery, and yet there's a smack of ham to it.
2 M's?
Hams.
One word, because it's literally shaped like a ham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which I've never actually seen it. I don't know if it exists. Did you look it up?
What's that? The ham?
Ham Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a lake. It looks like a ham. It's even got a little island in the middle that looks like it would be the bone.
Okay, never mind. I have got drunk on that center island.
Yeah, you got to get drunk on Ham Bone Island. You got to.
Another rite of passage.
Yeah. I did. That was the first thing when I asked you, what's your hometown called? You said Ham Lake. I did think of Buster Bluth going,
I'm so hungry.
Would you like to try some of this?
So watery. And yet there's a smack of ham to it.
It's hot ham water.
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, so looked up a couple things about your town, and then we'll kind of talk about it. So in 1856, settlers established a town south and west of a lake shaped like a ham. And this is a weird sentence from the Wikipedia, and I feel like whoever wrote this kind of had a strange axe to grind. Quote, as in many small American communities, over time, all of the old families became related through marriage.
Yes.
Although many of the establishing families have since moved out of Ham Lake due to property taxes and overcrowding.
Overcrowding?
These familial connections remain, and many members of the family are still in close contact.
Yes.
So it's like, lest you believe that all of us, what we're, fucking one another, stop talking. Oh, we still talk. So we talk about your fucking town and your high taxes, and there's too many goddamn people now, but we're all still talking.
We got Facebook.
Yeah. Or you're not in the Ham Lake Incest Facebook group? This is from their official website. In the 19th century, religious meetings were held by the Norwegian and Swedish pioneer families in private dwellings. Due to language differences, each group decided to build their own church in the mid-1870s. It is rumored that the issue was settled when someone said, I think we should speak the language of Jesus. Spoke as he walked this earth, and that was Norwegian.
Jesus, the language is Norwegian.
That's what your town's website says.
Oh my god.
So a little joke in there. Got some recent headlines here.
Let's go.
See, I don't know how we'll talk about it, obviously, how close you keep in touch with the hometown, but you might have heard about this. A 4 times over the limit man drunkenly crashed a vehicle after dropping off his kids.
Yeah,
That's 4 times over the limit.
Yeah.
Alcohol-wise.
He made it, though. He made his kids
He
safe.
got the kids safe. Yeah, before he
That
crashed.
was important, yeah.
crashed
That was my Uncle Randy.
This one's just for you, Andy. A lonely goat found roaming alone in Ham Lake.
Aw,
You gotta adopt that goat, right?
Yes, absolutely.
how do they know it's lonely? That's the sad part.
That's what it said.
A fulfilled swimming goat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a stroll,
He's
appreciating
just
the
finding
day.
himself, okay?
Spiritually fulfilled goat.
Not all who wander are lost.
That's right. But yeah, I know.
Effing A.
I know, Andy, great lover of animals.
I do.
I read that and I was like, you got to go back there and get that goat.
Not on my Wikipedia page.
He's alone.
Let's copy that.
State Senator Cal Barr recently accidentally appeared shirtless while casting a vote on a Zoom call.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they were like, how do you vote, Senator? And then it just got on and he was in his bed,
Oh my gosh.
laid out like this, no shirt. He's like, yay.
Hasselhoff style?
Yes, straight up
Nice.
Hasselhoff style, but he didn't know the camera was on.
Oh no.
And I was like, that's kind of funny. I wonder if he's done anything else. And I had to dig a little bit, but I found out that he was most famous previously.
Does he just vote naked or does he have other offenses?
So previously, he was most famous for saying that gun control supporters should be, quote, stomped out and run over. So, cool guy.
Yep.
And then lastly, the Ham Lake rapist has been sentenced for separate
Jesus.
2013 kidnapping and robbery of a juvenile's iPhone.
Oh gosh.
So that's the news. It's pretty hard to come by news up there, but
yeah, it's not much really.
did found out about that guy. So
Guess it's good he's off the streets.
he's getting more time.
I guess that's the good part of that headline.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Well, he was already behind bars. Now he's getting more time for another
Good.
thing he did
Thank goodness.
before he went behind bars. So we're good. We're glad he's away. But let's get into
Yeah,
these.
we do not support him on this podcast.
No,
get that out
no,
there.
the Ham Lake rapist is bad.
Yeah.
They get,
100%.
For the record.
yeah. It kind of reminded me of like Scranton Strangler from The
Yes.
Office. I'm like, a town that small has a guy named that, but apparently,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So let's get into these questions. First up, Andy Erikson, Ham Lake, Minnesota zone. What was the incident?
Okay, and that was kind of tricky to find, but I went political too. Ham Lake, we don't have any city sewer and water, so it's all well water. So we don't have like big stores like Walmart's or anything that's like sells food or like certain food. You can't have city sewer and water. So our big thing was some people were trying to get the Walmart into our city. Our mayor got paid off by Walmart to become mayor, and then change the laws so we could have Walmarts and Targets and Panera or whatever.
He was running for mayor on a Walmart, a big
Yes,
box platform.
completely. And he ended up getting elected because, if you have more than $200, like you have a bigger budget, then
Right.
you're going to get in.
Holy shit.
So we got in, and like I had family on the city council too, and it was like this big thing because it would change the entire city. And he wasn't able to get it passed. So this was like the last meeting, and everyone's in there, and he's just like freaking out, like, come on, like, you guys don't understand this and that. And then all of a sudden, when it got quiet, he was like, I feel like a black person in a room full of white people.
Jesus Christ.
I know. We were like, okay, first of all, you're a white person in a room full of white people.
Yeah.
You got that part right. But like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
It got written up in the newspaper, and he got
Oh my
called
God.
out, and it was just like, I'm just glad it got called out, I guess.
Right.
Like,
But he said that because he's the only one that wanted Walmart.
no, and I think it was like a 4-5 vote, so there were a lot of people did want them, but he just didn't have the numbers. House of Cards,
Oh
like,
my God. Jesus Christ.
Walmart's pretty nice.
yeah, right.
I understand, but it's also laughable to be like, we're the town that doesn't want a Walmart.
I like it though, because it's like this little town that's like totally different. Like it's not developed.
Yeah.
And all the new lots have to be a certain size, like an acre or something, so people are far away.
Yeah.
And then there's other cities around where you can go and like fucking go to.
we don't want to
Anoka.
be. We don't want to be St. Paul. This is Ham
this is
Lake.
Ham Lake. Yeah, well, we had a PTL tire and a wedding dress shop. So,
Whoa.
Wow.
Damn city's coming in here
Yep.
and changing everything.
yeah,
Pretty city, though?
pretty.
I don't know. Why'd you look at me when you asked
I don't
that?
know. I was just,
It had trees, and I mean, there's still highway going through it, but yeah.
yeah.
We're not the kind of city that wants a highway going through it.
Question 2. Local legend.
Oh my gosh! So this one I kind of went into Minneapolis.
Prince. Obviously Prince.
No, not. I mean, it should be Prince, but
Yeah.
he's not a local legend. This
Right,
guy's a
right.
local legend. His name is Fancy Ray McClunky.
Okay.
And he's like,
He makes honey mustard. And his brother, Sweet Baby, makes barbecue sauce.
yes, exactly.
They do not get along.
He is. Look him up. Yep, that's him. That's Fancy Ray.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
What is he?
I don't even know, but I'm in his whole look.
Yes.
He looks amazing.
He calls himself the best looking man in comedy. Like,
Oh, he's a comedian.
he's a comedian, but also just like a performer, like a spokesman. He does commercials.
This is Fancy Ray for the Solo Meat Store.
Oh yes, let's see this.
What's your 3 top items you buy here at Solo? Chicken, beef, and pork. What else?
Barbecue ribs.
Rib?
Isn't that what everybody buys at meat store?
Those chicken wings.
Yes, everything. Everything.
Man,
Everything.
this dude's hair, the earring.
The earring, yeah.
City. Best of all, the prices
Oh, my-
are
Solo.
they even bag you up and
Carry you out.
They bag you up and carry
Lord
you
have
out. That's
mercy.
not very common anymore.
That's amazing. So he's a comedian, you said?
Comedian, yeah, he's in commercials. He was on America's Got Talent.
So he's literally just like a local personality.
yes, who's just
Does he like
He's the heart and soul of this city.
does he like MC events and stuff?
yep. He'll be at events and like he'll show up and he'll be like starstruck.
Yeah,
and no one knows how old he is. We have no idea. He's been around.
He was
forever.
he was at the John Wick Hotel in the
Yes,
30s, writing down
absolutely.
criminal names.
I'm gonna do a little
Totally.
snooping and
Yeah.
see how fancy
I
Ray
couldn't
is.
figure it out. If you guys can figure it out, let me know.
That's awesome.
But he was always hitting on my mom, everybody. He's like, I'm the best looking man in comedy.
Oh, this is awesome. He claims to be ageless and for decades has given his age between 24 and 29.
Oh, I love this man.
That
Yes.
rules.
Fucking love this
He's
guy.
amazing. Find like comedy clips of him. He's so funny.
See, that's Minnesota for you. Some folks in Minnesota can't wait for winter to come. They get so excited about winter every year, they're right with making frozen lakes crash through the ice freeze and drown. For months you hear this on the news. When's it safe to go on the ice? When's it safe to go on the ice? I wrote a letter myself. I said, soon as you see black folks out there ice fishing. She didn't get that joke. See, black people don't ice fish.
That's awesome. So he does stand up, and he's
Yes.
like,
It's kind of like poetry about how beautiful he is. Is really what it is.
Wow.
Man, I got to start doing that.
He's great.
He's a fancy Ray in all of us.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just trying to get out.
I've been looking for a new angle.
Yes.
God damn.
Wonderful.
Fuck yeah. Shout out to Fancy Ray.
Opulent
Yes.
Rivers.
Yeah, get a perm.
Regal Rivers.
Regal Rivers. Yeah, there we go. Question 3. Worst bar?
So in Ham Lake, have you guys heard of the chain? It's called Car Bar.
It's a chain, you said?
It's not a real bar.
Okay.
It is people drinking out of the trunks of their cars.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
You guys do that.
Fun.
Yeah. So I was after a comedy show, a bunch of comics were like, hey, you guys want to go to Car Bar? And I was like, yeah. And then they all went to the parking lot, and I Googled Car Bar and couldn't find it. And I'm
so
just
it's just-
wandering around the city.
It's just a sportsless tailgate,
It's just,
essentially.
it's just comedians going and just drinking in their car in the back trunk.
Okay.
So I guess that's the best bar, because we didn't really have a bar.
So that sounds like your dad and his like coworker called drinking in the
Yes.
car. After we go to the car bar. Yeah.
Yep. And-
Service here is always great because it's me.
yeah, the
Plus
servers
your wife is not here talking.
Yeah.
So that was the thing you started doing after like comedy. What about
comedy shows.
in high school? There was nowhere like you were trying to sneak into or anything
in
like
high
that?
school, I didn't I did drink, but it was at mom's house.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But I would say like a bar that is like big would be like Matt's Bar, and they have
I've been there, the
Yes.
Juicy Lucy.
Yeah, the Juicy Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
So like that's our like famous. We put cheese inside meat, and
Oh,
that's like what we're famous for.
It's very good. It's very good.
The Juicy Lucy.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that might come up with the next one, which is question 4.
Oh yes.
Best local food.
Yep, I put the Juicy Lucy with cheese inside. Also, just like Taco John's.
Taco John. Oh yeah.
It's like Taco Bell, but
we have
It's a local chain.
it's a chain. Yeah,
Okay.
Midwest chain.
so don't
So good.
don't hit me, but the potato oles are just Hardee's or
You
Burger
don't like
King.
'em?
It's not that I
They're
don't like them.
so good.
It's not that I don't like them. It's
They're
not that I don't like them.
potato-Olays.
Yeah.
So it's just fries.
So
No.
good.
All right. So 2012, I moved to Los Angeles. I, having never really been exposed to, far up Midwest people before,
Mm-hmm.
one of my first friends I made, in addition to Andy Erikson back in those days, was Luke Jensen,
Mm.
who is from Fargo, North Dakota. He always would go on and on about potato oles and their
So good.
greatness. Finally made a trip up there, got some potato oles. They are Hardee's or Burger King hash browns with
No.
Lowry seasoning salt on them.
No, we're doing.
I mean,
a
that
taste
sounds
test.
good,
We're doing
though.
a
Good.
taste test. We're doing a taste
I'm
test.
not saying
Yeah,
they're
let's
not
get
good.
some.
I'll bring them back from Minnesota.
Look, I'm not saying
So they're
they're
they're hash browns with like seasoning salt on them.
That's it. And I'm not saying they're not good. They are delicious, but Luke ascribed like a large presence. to these
Andy's
things.
leaving.
She quit the
I
show.
agree.
I think that did it. Well,
But yeah, that's
that's fair. I mean, you know what? Honestly, that was. I mean, okay. Does it come with like a sauce though?
ketchup.
Just ketchup? Okay.
That sounds fun.
I mean, it sounds good
It's
to me.
not that
They're
it's not
good
good.
plain.
It's just they are a bag of Ore-Ida fucking hash browns with
believe him.
with flowers
They are
on top.
handmade.
Fake news.
It's a fast
fake
food
news.
place. That's pretty
My
understandable.
mom worked at a Taco John's when she was 15 and became manager within a week.
Whoa.
Wow.
She was doing their taxes for them. Their accounting, yeah.
Man,
Wow.
they must have been struggling.
Yeah, I guess.
Damn. And as far as Juicy Lucy goes,
Yeah.
shout out to our executive producers, Paulo and Eric, who took me to Matt's bar while I was there and gave me the tip that the trick to eating the Juicy Lucy is to take a big bite, and once the cheese starts erupting, use gravity to let it kind of slowly go around the perimeter of the
There
burger.
we
Dude,
go.
I'm not kidding. I want to go to Minnesota so bad.
Yes.
Can't wait. Can't wait
Come
till
in.
we get to go back.
We got lots of comedy clubs, lots of places to make money doing comedy.
Yeah. Oh.
Sounds amazing. I mean,
Fuck
really, truly.
that.
I just want to freak out about my age here and not do anything else.
Question 5.
Yes.
Local ghosts or monsters?
Okay, so this is kind of
Fancy Ray
answers.
also.
Yeah.
Fancy Ray.
The immortal.
We didn't realize.
Yeah, he is.
All
my
ghosts
God.
are ageless.
Yeah.
Technically.
So we have this creek in the back of our yard because we had like 2 acres of land. It was like, or maybe it was just an acre. I don't know. But we had a creek in our backyard, and a bunch of neighbor kids. We would all go and ride tubes down this river, and we would just kind of take it as far as we could go. And one time we just kept going and going and going, and we realized we were in the movie Jurassic Park.
Oh shit.
We thought we were literally in this like scary land where there were dinosaurs and just like scary shit in it. And we were like terrified of just like the end of the creek. Just kept going. So I remember we got there and we were like, oh God, well, how do we get back? We didn't know how to get back. And I'm like, oh, you just follow the river back.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't get that, so we get out, and I remember just running and crying through fields, just heading back home. And it was just this creek, and then I find out later when I grow up, it wasn't a creek; it was a drainage ditch. So we were just literally in runoff, just like
Nice.
playing in it.
I'm sure that rendered you immune from many
Yes.
diseases, though.
Yeah.
My dad would drive us to one part of it. We'd get out and our tubes go, and he would take his tractor around and go to the other side, and then pick us up, and we would just
Oh,
go
I love that.
down this fucking
Sounds delightful.
yeah, toxic river.
Yeah. No, I was thinking, I spent a lot of time in creeks when I was a kid. I'm like, I feel like there's diseases I didn't
Yes.
get because I was in raw sewage most of my childhood.
Yes, it's straight up sewage because we all had well water and like septic tanks that were underground.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
straight up just seeping
Just
in.
leaking in there.
It's like the George Carlin thing, right? He's
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
good for you.
Yeah. We didn't have polio because we were steeped in shit.
Don't wash your hands every time. It was like, I think it was the message of that bit.
Disgusting. Wash your hands everywhere.
Yeah. We are pro washing hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last question, favorite thing, it's not there anymore.
I put the piles of sand around our house we used to play on.
Oh, yeah,
Before
sure.
it got developed, we would all just run around and play in the sand. I remember when were gone, it was just super sad. We didn't realize that, like, those are going to be houses. Like, you can't just live next to sand.
And all the neighborhood cats were using them for
Yep.
bathrooms.
Yep. Totally. Yep. So come on down. Also, I have, like, in Minneapolis, we really liked an arcade called Rusty Quarters Arcade.
Ooh,
It was
okay.
super cheap. It was just a quarter for everything, but they went out of business because they ran it so horribly.
And it was a quarter for everything.
Quarter for every
It's like,
game.
make it 50 cents. Let's double our profits.
Community service. Can everyone just pass the hat around and keep Rusty Quarters open?
Did that multiple times because they were like, we're going
Oh,
to close.
God.
But their hours were like 10 a.m. to like 8 p.m. or whatever. We'd get there at 10 or 11. They'd still be closed. They wouldn't be open.
Oh,
So we
shit.
didn't know if they were open. And it's like, just fucking, it would be so easy.
Yeah. Damn.
You guys want to hit up Family Arcade after this?
Yes.
We've threatened to so many times after this podcast. We've never actually done it.
I've
Oh,
walked through it. I've asked if I can walk through it. And you got to go on Tuesdays, right? Because it's half off.
That's
Yeah,
today.
yeah. It's half off, and you can see teenagers selling drugs the old-fashioned way in the back of that place.
Oh, gosh.
Really?
I went in there one time, and it was
Not
literally-
over Venmo?
Yeah, they were handing straight. This was like, admittedly,
Arcade tokens and tickets.
yeah, this was probably 7-8 years ago at this
Okay.
point. But I did see, a couple of kids passing off like paper bags and money and shit back there. I was like, oh man, this is rad.
It could have been sandwiches.
Yeah, it was definitely
It
sandwiches.
was probably candy, and then they went and played more skee ball.
Yeah. I made a piece of pie out of a Sour Patch Kid. But yeah, that is a tour of Andy Erikson's Ham Lake,
Yes.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
It's so watery.